Hello. Okay, are we live? Sorry, there was a bit of a glitch there. Okay, it says I'm now live. Okay, sorry, there was a bit of a glitch there. Okay, hi, it's Tara Green here, an Agent 129 of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I'm going to wait for people to come on because I had a glitch there. It was supposed to go live, and then I went to go live myself, and then it wouldn't do that. And of course, I have to say that we are already in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to catch up with me here because you might have come on somewhere else, and then there was a bit of a blip there. So I'll wait a few minutes for people to come on. So come on, don't be shy. Come on and say hi. Um, okay. So I am Agent 129, Tara Green in Toronto, Canada. It is June the 30th here. I've been honored to be an agent of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency since 2014, I believe. That's 11 years now. So come on and say hi. I hope you can all see me. It says I'm live, but I don't see anybody there. Um, okay. Hello. Okay, I'll just wait a second. Hang on, I'm going to just check my phone here, make sure that you can see me there. Um, okay, nobody seems to be able to see me for some reason. All right, just a second. Okay, what is the problem here? All right. All right, nobody seems to be able to see me. Okay, it says there's 4 viewers. Okay, there we go. Hi, Larry, nice to see you. Uh, okay, I'll just wait a few minutes. I think there was a bit of a glitch there, as to be expected. Please come on and say hi and where you're from. Check in with me. I'm not surprised there was a glitch, of course, with what all is coming up in July. Okay, yeah, Larry says you can see me. Okay, that's good. I'll just wait a few minutes then for people to come on. All right. So you're going to have to fasten your cosmic seat belts, folks, for July. I know 2025 has been an unprecedented year. There hasn't been a year where 4 planets change sign in 1 year in over 4,000 years. Hi, Sherry. And so, yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So I call this the preview year because as Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, and now, you know what? Uranus is going to enter Gemini on July the 7th. That's a lot of change. Okay. Now, Uranus is also the planet of change, radical change, protest. We've already seen stuff like that. And that was when it was in Taurus, which is a real physical sign. And then it's going to enter Gemini. Now, in modern astrology, Uranus is considered to be the higher octave of Mercury, and Mercury rules Gemini. So you can expect that, we're moving forward. If you think things are moving fast this time, they're going to move even faster. Okay. So I'm going to break it all down to you. Hi, everybody who's just joined. I'm going to wait a few more minutes here because I think usually we get a bit more people. I know I'm doing this a little earlier than usual. I had to change my plans last minute. It's Canada's birthday tomorrow, and my family decided we're going to go to this city at last minute. Okay, so let's break it down. All right, so the 4th big change up happens now. Okay, this is the final appetizer of 2026 when Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus sort of decide to stay put in their new signs, respectively, Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, and Uranus in Gemini, right? Jupiter's already in Cancer. It's going to stay there for the whole year. And Pluto, of course, is already in Aquarius since the end of 2024. Now, so 4 planets turn retrograde also. Okay, this is the biggest retrograde month, a little bit into August. And Chiron, which is a centaur, a comet, and asteroid, also turns retrograde. Okay, so Neptune turns retrograde July the 4th. Saturn turns retrograde July 13th or 14th, depending on where you are in the world. Mercury turns retrograde July 17th, 18th, and Mercury is already in its shadow period as of today. Chiron turns retrograde July the 30th. Fast forward in love, Venus is going to change sign twice, moving into Gemini and then Cancer. The full moon is July the 10th, and the new moon is July the 24th in Leo. So, okay, now I'm going to break it down. That was the overview. Now, so if you haven't been here before, I want to welcome you. I am going to break down the major astrology aspects during the month, and then I'm going to pull my tarot cards. So we're moving from the time of Cancer into Leo, okay, this month, of course. And I will be also using a second deck because things are so changing. This is called the In-Between Tarot. It was a special little tarot deck I got for belonging to the Tarot Association. So that was by this lady here. It's an interesting deck. It seems perfect for lots of change. So you're going to have to hold on for that one. And I will be going through each sun sign. You can use it for your moon sign, your rising sign, Venus, Mars, whatever. Okay, so July the 4th. Now, it is July the 1st. It's Canada's birthday. I am up in Canada here, so happy birthday to Canada, which was born in 1867, actually. July the 4th, America's birthday. They're both Cancer nations. So Jupiter's really expanding things for both of these countries and any other Cancer countries or people this year, of course. So July the 4th, Venus conjunct Uranus. So expect expect things to be wild, crazy, thinking outside of the box, new technology, digital ID, cryptocurrencies, all of that stuff. Venus rules the money. Venus rules the stock market, Taurus. It is at 29 degrees of Taurus. I know the market has been hitting all kinds of all-time highs, but even more wild, crazy crypto is going to also really go to the moon, as they say. That's at 5:45 a.m. PDT, 8:45 a.m. EDT, and on July the 5th at 12:45 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Then Venus enters Gemini also on the 4th at 8:31 a.m. PDT, 11:31 a.m. EDT, and 3:31 p.m. GMT. So Venus in Gemini, very fast talking, lots of cheating, lots of double dating, lots of doing two of everything at the same time. So, you know, lots of Venus rules whatever you love to do, your values, marketing. So it's a good time to market, to launch, to partner up, to talk fast. Think fast, talk fast. Okay, that's good. There's going to be a lot of that this month. July the 4th also. This is on America's birthday. Remember this. Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, fake news, projection, viruses, big oil, turns retrograde at 2 degrees, 11 minutes of Aries at 2:34 p.m. PDT, 5:34 p.m. EDT, 9:34 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time until October the 22nd. So we want to go back and re-incubate, rehash, go back to the drawing board, literally. Neptune rules artists, and, you know, work on a project, re-incubate those dreams. You know, all retrogrades are good. They're time to rest, you know, everything needs to rest, okay? And then Neptune is going to be re-entering Pisces then on October the 22nd, of course, until January 26, 2026, okay? So, and then their historic Neptune Saturn conjunction is February 20th, 2026 at 0 degrees of Aries. Mark that date. All right. Also on the 6th, Venus sextiles Saturn. Sextiles are nice, supportive energies. So, you know, Venus in Gemini then can be new consolidation. Saturn rules reality, jobs. It's a good time to be creative on the job, let's say. Saturn rules fathers, seniors. Good to tell your parents are getting older that you love them. 1:43 a.m. PDT, 4:43 a.m. EDT, 9:43 a.m. GMT. Sorry, yeah, okay. Got that twice. Oh, Venus also sextiles Neptune. Okay, 7:47 a.m. PDT, 11:47 a.m. EDT, 3:47 p.m. GMT. Venus sextile Neptune is very romantic, idealistic, soulmates, good for meditation and visualization. Now, Uranus enters Gemini on July the 7th, 12:45 a.m. PDT, 3:45 a.m. EDT, 7:45 a.m. GMT until November the 7th. So that's 4 full months, okay? We're going to get the preview, what it feels like, the drive-through of Uranus and Gemini, okay? Because Uranus will re-enter Gemini April 26, 26 for 7 years until 2033. Okay, that's a good long time. 7 years is also equal to a Saturn cycle. Hi, everybody who's just arrived. Welcome. On July the 7th, Venus trines Pluto. That's a big wealth aspect. Okay. Whenever Venus, the planet of money and values, trines Pluto in Aquarius or Pluto anytime, that's a big deal. It's very sexy, very intense, very obsessive. The big money talks on that day, 1:45 a.m. PDT, 4:44 a.m. EDT, 8:44 a.m. GMT. I'm a little tongue-tied today. July the 10th, the full moon at 18 Capricorn, 50 minutes. 1:37 p.m. PDT, 4:37 p.m. EDT, 8:37 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Full moons are always completion times. In Capricorn, it's like sign on the dotted line with the business. The long-term plans have come to fruition. Again, with Uranus and Gemini, we want to radically change everything. Okay. Then July the 12th, never a dull moment. Saturn turns retrograde at 1 degree Aries, 56 minutes. That's at 9:07 p.m. PDT until September the 1st. Okay. 1:07 a.m. PDT the next day, 4:07 a.m. EDT, 8:07 a.m. GMT until November 27th, 2025. And then Saturn re-enters Aries on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2026. It's a nice Valentine's present. That would be a nice time actually to get married. If you're looking for wedding dates. Okay, July the 13th, Saturn turns retrograde, 12:07 a.m. EDT, 4:07 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. On July the 17th, Mercury turns retrograde at 15 degrees of Leo, 35 minutes until August the 11th. So if you're making holiday plans, even though we're in the shadow period, I would say do them now, okay? Or don't travel anywhere from the 17th to August the 11th. Good time to stay put. Okay, stations direct at 4 degrees Leo, 15 minutes, and the retrograde starts at 9:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. July the 18th, Mercury turns retrograde, 12:45 a.m. EDT, 4:45 a.m. GMT. Then on the 19th, the Sun squares Chiron. Sun squaring Chiron, happens twice a year, 4:48 a.m. PDT, 8:48 a.m. EDT, 12:48 p.m. GMT. So it's a time when you shine a light on your wounds, on your vulnerability. Okay. Sun enters Leo July the 22nd. The Sun rules Leo, so all Leos also always get that big benefic. 6:29 a.m. PDT, 9:29 a.m. EDT, 12:29 p.m. GMT. Here comes the Sun, right? There you go. July 23rd, Venus squares Mars. That's the archetypal battle of the sexes. 1:23 a.m. PDT, 4:23 a.m. EDT, 8:23 a.m. GMT. That can be hot. That can be kind of spicy there. July 24th, big fire trines. Fire trines are really hot, hot to go. Sun trines Saturn, 4:23 a.m. PDT, 7:23 a.m. EDT, 11:23 a.m. GMT. And on the 24th, the Sun trines Neptune, and then the Moon trines Saturn and Neptune. So that's all really nice, positive energy. I would make good use of those hot fire trines, especially if you have any fire signs. That's Sagittarius as well. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? July 24th, the new moon. So all that energy happens on the new moon at 2 degrees Leo, 8 minutes. The new moon is 12:11 p.m. PDT, 3:11 p.m. EDT, 7:11 p.m. GMT. And on July the 24th, now you might want to mark this date. The Sun opposes Pluto. Now that can be very dangerous in terms of big politics, money, nuclear threats, stuff like that. Okay, it's at 2 degrees Leo, Aquarius at 11:33 p.m. PDT. On the 25th at 2:33 a.m. EDT, 6:33 a.m. GMT. On July the 30th, Chiron turns retrograde at 27 degrees, 10 minutes of Aries. That's at 7:42 a.m. PDT, 10:42 a.m. EDT, 2:42 p.m. GMT until January the 2nd, 2026, where it's going to station at 22 Aries, 4 minutes. Chiron's also going to leave Aries and enter Taurus on June 19th, 2026 for a bit, a little bit of a preview again there too. Just a heads up that we're entering the last phase of Chiron in Aries, okay, where it's kind of more of a spiritual initiation sign. July the 30th, Venus enters Cancer. So things are going to be more watery with Venus in Cancer at 8:57 p.m. PDT, 11:57 p.m. EDT, and August the 1st at 3:57 a.m. GMT. So Venus entering Cancer is all about home and food and mothering and nurturing and lots of hugs. Okay, So now, okay, I'm going to get to the part that was pretty quick. So not that many major aspects, although there's so much else going on. I don't think we need them. I think the universe gave us a little break there. So I'm going to do my tarot cards now. So if you want to, I see some people already are putting up, here's my sun sign, my moon sign, my rising sign. I'm going to smudge everybody virtually here. Okay. And then, yeah, think about where Aries, of course, where the planets are going to turn retrograde, Saturn, Neptune, Aries, and of course, where Gemini is in your natal chart, because that's where you're going to get ready to have the big change ups, the big radical makeovers, you know, things like that. Okay. Change your job, change your thinking, freedom, revolution. Okay. So I've got my special Herkimer diamond crystal here, and I'm going to cleanse the cards. I always do a little invocation here, kind of opening my third eye, my throat chakra, my heart, my will, second chakra, first chakra. Okay, so now we're going to tune into you, Aries. Now, of course, if you're born in the first couple of days of Aries there, Saturn, Neptune have already started to change your life, and now you're going to go back a little bit and revisit Pisces. Okay, so we've got to do a lot of last minute work here before we're ready to fully commit. Okay, especially with Saturn. Okay, so you get the star. Okay, Aries. So the star is, says action needed. Close unused applications. My live stream has experienced performance issues. Okay. All right. Sometimes my internet is intermittent here. Okay, so Aries, you get the star. This is the card of Aquarius, actually. Now, for all Aries, when Uranus enters Gemini, it will be sextiling or positively, easily aspecting you. So Aries is all about me first, independence, pioneering, competition, the warrior sign. So you get to be the star. So you want to think about Aquarius energy is all about, I love this card. This is the Thoth Tarot deck because I love the way it shows Aquarius. So we are all stars. That's a very ancient metaphor. You want to visualize yourself being like the figure in this card here. So you're reaching up to the stars. You can do this as a meditation. So you're reaching your right hand up to the stars and allowing the cosmic flux to move right through your heart chakra, and then you're dispensing that to the earth. Okay, so you want to be that cosmic conduit. So open your mind, expand your horizons, go beyond any limitations, Aries. Okay, you be the stars of the show. Okay, so let's give you an extra card here from this in-between tarot, because of course we are kind of in between two worlds. We're on the threshold, we're on the liminal space. Okay, all right, now you get a card called Crusade. Well, a crusade is very appropriate for Aries. They are warriors, so you have to get ready to go on your own personal crusade, I would say here. And while Saturn and Neptune go back, you want to go back and refine what your big dreams are, what you want to construct here, what you want to commit to. Saturn Aries is good for Aries because it does slow it down. It puts the brakes on a bit rather than being so literally rambunctious and headstrong. So what is your personal crusade? What are you going to march around for? What are you going to fight for? Very important. If you're going to be the star of the show, you need to be very clear what your purpose is. Okay. All right. So Taurus. Let's see what Taurus has here. I see somebody saying Sun in Gemini, Venus in Gemini, Moon in Capricorn, Rising Leo. Okay. Thank you for giving us your details there. All right. So Taurus, you get the Empress. So the Empress is Venus. So Taurus, this is your ruling planet. So pay attention, especially while Venus moves from Gemini into Cancer. So Venus, she is the pregnant woman. Also with Jupiter in Cancer, you're symbolically very easily able to get pregnant, to conceive. Taurus and Cancer are both earth, water, feminine signs, yin signs. So love, this is all about love, Taurus, and bringing more beauty, which Tauruses love to do. They're good with their hands or crafts, make more beauty, get into the garden, foster, facilitate, nurture, midwife, new creativity in your life. You know, as the planets move retrograde, it is a time to rest, to renew. So, you know, I've had 2 kids. You know, if you're pregnant, you have to slow down. You have to listen to your body. Tauruses always do that anyway. And it could be good money, good love, issues with your mother, Again, with Jupiter in Cancer, it's very important to establish very positive, loving, sentimental issues with family and especially your mom. Okay, so start a new art project. Well, Mercury is retrograde. Go back to the drawing board and flesh out some old creative energies that you always wanted to manifest. Okay, could be buying a house as well. Pregnant women need a nest. They need a strong space to work out of. Okay, so that metaphor, anybody can be metaphorically pregnant. Okay, all right. So let's give you an extra card there, Taurus. All right, you get the Ascent. Okay, it's a very interesting deck, actually. I think it was a limited edition deck. What are you ascending to? Again, it's kind of like the pregnancy card. What are you creating? What is your apex or your ascension point? You want to think about that. Ascension, kind of like your ascendant, also very literally, Taurus. What is your ascendant sign? Pay attention to that as well. Maybe nurture it a bit more, nurture how you face the world. That's what your ascendant is all about. Think about that. What does this card mean to you? What does that word mean to you? Ruminate on it. Okay. All right. So Gemini. Let's get to Gemini now. So Geminis, of course, you want to get ready for a big shift. I think Geminis are always ready for that. Buy a new car, a little fast car. That's very Gemini, like Uranus and Gemini. All right, you get the Hangman. All right, so Geminis, with Uranus moving into Gemini, kind of putting you into fast forward here with all the planets moving retrograde at the same time, which I think is a good balance. Gemini is all about the balance. All you need to do is surrender. You got to go with the flow. Don't fight it. Just move with it. There are also things that you need to let go of, maybe old concepts. Uranus and Gemini is going to make you change your mind radically about what you're doing, what your purpose is, your relationships, everything, actually. So let go. Don't be the scapegoat. Okay, this is a big part of this. Don't be the scapegoat. Don't take the blame. Kind of very Pisces energy as well. But let go. And if you feel hung up, well, it's kind of okay because things are radically changing. I mean, you're just going to get the preview of Uranus and Gemini here, so you get time to visit. Again, go back to the drawing board, think about it, hash it out before you can fully move forward next year. Okay? All right. So don't get caught up in things that you're not really involved in. Don't make it unnecessarily complicated. Geminis tend to do that. Okay. All right. So Gemini, let's give you an extra card here as well. Okay. So Gemini, you get Tantra. Okay. This is very Gemini kind of card, right? So balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you. These are archetypes. These are polarities, complementary polarities. We cannot live without them. The universe works on that divine polarity. So this is kind of like an inner Tantra. Maybe you need to start doing yoga. Maybe you need to harness your mind, especially with Uranus and Gemini. You might feel yourself being kind of overwhelmed. If you were also born in the early 80s, your generation is going through your midlife crisis. So this could be a really wild midlife crisis coming up. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater as well. Okay. All right. So Tantra, inner Tantra, it's a very sacred thing. There are many types of Tantra to do. I studied with a Tibetan Buddhist teacher, so you really need to study that with a proper teacher, right? So inner Tantra is inner union, and that's what Gemini really needs, the middle path. Gemini is the lovers in the tarot, so the middle path on the tree of life. Find your inner center, Gemini. I think that would be really good before you take off and get really spaced out. Uranus is spacey. All right, so Cancer. All right, now Cancer, this is your big year, your biggest year in 12 with Jupiter in Cancer. You want to make the most of that. You get the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, now this is Jupiter. Literally, it's always nice when this syncs up in real time. The Wheel of Fortune, so Cancers, things are moving really fast for you. You want to spin the wheel. You want to take some risks. You want to have faith. You want to trust. That's what Jupiter is all about. Be careful of weight gain. I know Jupiter in Cancer, everybody's going to eat a lot, love to eat. Comfort foods, be careful because Jupiter expands the waistline, your liver. If you don't drink too much, watch your diet. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's summer, beginning of summer, good time to do a cleanse. But this could be a good time to move, literally. Buy some lottery tickets, but don't overdo it. Jupiter is sometimes too much of a good thing. But be positive, be optimistic in this crazy, wild worldscape that we haven't been in 4,000 years. If you remember your past lives, you can go back and remember how you navigated it back then. It's like, how do we manage this wild spaceship here? But this is a good positive energy, Wheel of Fortune. All right. So Cancer, let's see what else you got. You get trepidation. Okay, trepidation, kind of an old-fashioned word. Nobody uses that anymore. So be careful. This is kind of the admonition to like not jump in too fast. Jupiter in Cancer, it's very fertile. Things will start to roll. It's like a stone. Maybe it can start rolling down the hill too fast here. So be careful where you're stepping, what you're doing. Just don't overindulge, I would say. Okay, I think that's wise advice. Okay, so Leo. All right, so of course, if you're born in the first 2 days, 3 days of Leo, Pluto's knocking your shadow out there, which might be a good thing. And you get this special card here, Leo. Okay, now, this is a special, what they call an invisible Sephiro on the Tree of Life. The Kabbalah was esoterically linked with the Tree of Life, the ancient Jewish mystical path, which has nothing to do with modern Israel or Zionism, by the way. It's a very ancient, very beautiful, actually, mystical tradition. And so I like to call this the calling card from your holy guardian angel. Okay. So Leos, you need to stay centered. Yes, you always have the gold. Stay centered. Listen to your higher self. Leo rules the heart. So it's very important that you're not in your ego, you're not too vain or boastful, but you're in your heart. Okay. So your heart chakra connected to your higher self is really important, and listen to it. Now, it can also be somebody coming into your life. Maybe it would even be an angel investor, I would say. Can be a person. You could be finding your perfect soulmate. That's one other thing. But really, learn to develop that sense of listening to your higher self and checking it out, testing it out. Ask who it is. Make sure it's valid. Okay. All right. So this is a really nice positive energy here. It's a bridge to the beyond. Okay. And the above. And the omnipresent, omnidirectional. All right, so Leo, let's see what you got here. You got turmoil. All right, so yeah, be careful what kind of spiritual energies you connect to. I advise a lot of people, especially newbies, be careful. One of my spiritual teachers said, you have to be careful of demons disguised as the light, and Leo is the light. So just be careful. You don't. What's the word? Jupiter's in your 12th house if you use Leo as your first house rising. So there could be a lot of turmoil going on behind the scenes, right? In your own unconscious right now, especially with Pluto stirring that up. Good time to do some therapy, maybe sort things out during this month while everything's retrograde. Okay. All right. So Virgo. Okay. So Virgo, let's see what you got here. Now, when Mercury goes retrograde, it affects Gemini and Virgo much stronger because it is your ruling planet. So pay attention with Mercury retrograde in Leo. Okay, now you get the card of the Hermit, Virgo. Now this is Virgo. You can see the symbol of Virgo there. We are in a number 9, a Hermit year. This is a year of endings, okay? Completion. So Virgo, just be true to your own inner nature, I would say. Listen to your own inner light. Take time to be alone if you need to. Watch your diet. Watch your budgets. Virgos are usually always good at that. Yeah, I would just take some time out and reflect. While Mercury's retrograde, especially for you guys, take some time out. Take a vacation. It's perfect time in the northern hemisphere here. It's summer. Listen to your inner wisdom always. And finish up any old issues. Okay, so if you're Virgo, Sun, rising moon, wherever you have Virgo planets, the nodes, finish up those old issues. Virgos are not usually procrastinators at all. Okay, they take care of business. All right, and they worry about their health a lot. So let's see what we got here. So maybe meditate. If you're having any health issues, meditate on it. Listen to your body. Your body will give you wise feedback. All right, you get the sliding door. I like this card here, sliding door. So as we move from one dimension, one planet's moving backwards, Uranus and Gemini, will affect Virgo because Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury quite a bit, actually. And it will be squaring Virgos as well, so for the next number of years. So the sliding door, that gives you easy access to go from one world to the next. It's that liminal space. I would use that. It's like an open door in a way too. Okay, slide that door back and forth. Okay, all right. So Libra, let's see what Libra's got here. All right, so Libras, you get the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant, the number 5, is the symbol of the Pope. Not literally the new Pope, the new American Pope there, but literally higher self, high priest, the ability to stand in your body and your physicality and speak your truth. Now, the Hierophant is Taurus energy ruled by Venus, which also rules Libra. So, don't let things go by. Stop and speak your truth. Be proud, be loud, say what you have to say. Don't worry about everybody else. This gives you strength, courage, purpose, solidity. Okay. So again, all air signs with Uranus entering Gemini, if you're born in the beginning of Libra or Aquarius, Uranus and Gemini will help you to move forward rapidly. Okay. Say your piece as well. It's for women also to stand strong in their truth. So your throat chakra, look at your throat chakra, Libra, if it's kind of gnarled up there, do some sounding, release some vowels. Toning is really good for you too. Okay, so Libra, let's see what you got here. Okay, it's also consolidating things. Sorry, it's Taurus energy. All right, you got legend. Okay, so be legendary. The more you speak your truth, you get to be, wait for it, legendary. So this is good. What kind of legend do you want to leave? What is your legacy? Do you want to be a legend in your relationships, in some kind of creative project? What do you want to be a legend for, Libra? This is an important question, actually. Okay, so let's get on to Scorpio. Okay, now all the fixed signs, again, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, early, those signs are being prodded, pushed by Pluto. Okay, you get the death card, Scorpio. Okay, again, so Scorpio is the death card. You can see Scorpio on there. So again, do more, be more, bring more, death, rebirth. It can bring money, power, control issues, more psychological stuff, more obsession into your life at this time. The card is about change. So Scorpios, you're going to be going through it more than most signs, I would say. I'm getting this warning here, checking my internet connection, so I hope everybody can still see me. Could be big money, inheritance, finance, all those big Scorpio issues, detective work, research, all the stuff that Scorpio loves to do. So just do more of who you are. Okay. So Scorpio. All right, let's give you an extra helping card here. You get Genesis. So Genesis is a birth. It's a beginning. It's a generation, regeneration. So as things are dying and you're letting go of them, there's also something new being generated. Okay. So think about what that purpose is, what that power is as well. Okay. All right. So now Sagittarius. Okay, with all the planets and fire signs for a while, this is beneficial for Sagittarians as the last fire sign. You get the wishing card. Okay. Now, all you Sagittarians, suns, moons, rising signs, any planets in Sagittarius, you get a wishing card. This is 9 wishes. This is Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter rules Pisces. So think about what you would wish for. Now, it's not about manifesting Lamborghinis, or selfish needs, desires. It's about flow. It's about giving. It's about sending all the beautiful, loving energy to the world, to the children. Everybody's cup should be filled. Everybody should be in gratitude. Everybody should recognize their oneness. We're all one on Mother Earth. We're all the Great Mother's children here. So think about what your 9 wishes are. I would wait till a new moon this month to launch that. Okay, and also to count your blessings as well. Okay, so Sagittarius, let's give you an extra card here. Whatever sign you are, you will get a reading as I'm going along here. So you get Twilight. Now, Twilight, this is interesting. There's a little kind of a fetus there. It's kind of like 2001, actually. The Twilight. Twilight is, again, a liminal stage, the in-between. It's very big psychologically. You're stepping over a threshold. So there is change. There's something new coming. So put those 9 wishes into what you're conceiving, what you're going to manifest. Okay. All right. Now, Capricorns. Now, again, for Capricorns, the cardinal sign, just like Aries, Cancer, Libra, those new planets, Saturn and Neptune, are going to go backwards. So born in the first 2 or 3 days of that sign, just, back up. All right, so Capricorns, you get the Lovers. Okay, so this is Gemini energy. This could mean that Uranus and Gemini is going to be a big deal for you. There can be love coming into your life, new partnerships. It's a beautiful card. It's a positive card. It's about being centered. It's about choices. The Lovers is choosing to see the other as the self, or to separate. Okay, so Carl Jung said that there was only 2 emotions, love or fear. So make wise choices about what you love, about what you speak about. There's an old saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. Okay, so this is a good positive card for you, Capricorn. Okay, and now let's give you an extra card here. All right, so Capricorn, you get temptation. Okay, so you get the Lovers and you get temptation. So yeah, well, maybe there's a temptation for an affair, or to leave a relationship, or whatever's tempting you. If there's something big that you wanted to do, to market, Gemini is also the Lovers, marketing. What tempts you? What's your dark side? What's your shadow side? Maybe you want to work with that and bring those 2 sides together. That is the Lovers as well. Okay. Also, my sense is be careful about any drugs if you want to try whatever. I know it's very popular, ayahuasca, psilocybin, whatever. Just maybe be careful. Think about it. Capricorns are usually pretty shrewd. They don't jump in. They usually are very cautious and usually pretty conservative. Okay. All right. All right. So Aquarius. Okay. So we're almost through all the signs now. So Aquarius, let's see what you've got. Now, again, with Pluto in your sign, moving retrograde, it's going to make you back up and revise, revisit, things as well. And again, the planets in Aries are also sextile to Aquarius. Now, you get the sign of balance here. Now, in this deck, it's number 8. In most decks, it's number 11. Libra, justice. This is the symbol of marriage, of other relationships, of all interactions with others. So Aquarius is all about, the big pictures, new societal structure. So again, this may be a legal issue you're involved in. You may want to go get a lawyer about some issue in terms of social justice. You may want to study the laws a bit more seriously. Again, this can be a committed relationship coming into your life. But you need to feel more balanced. Wherever you're out of balance, Aquarius, this is about you finding your own inner balance. And Libra also has to do with it. It's like the 7th house. And so again, relating to all others. So again, wherever you're out of balance in terms of relating to the world on all levels, you want to readjust that so you find your own personal balance. Okay. So Aquarius, let's give you an extra card here as well. You get prophecy. Okay. So you get to be a bit of prophetic here. Now, Aquarius, I want to mention also that Libra, the scales of justice, has to do with the ancient goddess Ma'at. And in the Egyptian mythology, after you died, their whole civilization was about life after death. When you died, they would take out your 4 major organs and you would weigh your heart against the feather, the ostrich feather of Ma'at. And if your heart was heavier than that feather, you had to go back into incarnation and fix it until your heart was light as a feather. I love that story. So you get the gift of prophecy here. Now, Libra is also related to karma. Okay. So tune in, especially when Uranus enters Mercury. In modern astrology, Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury and it rules Aquarius. So maybe learn to branch out and to see things from not just such a Aquarius is related to science and technology, detachment, to also tune in to your intuition, because all the air signs relate to intuition, both sides of the mind, the intuitive and the rational. So you may be getting sudden hits of intuition, inspiration in your dreams. Pay attention to that, okay? And see it through a balanced view, but it might be very insightful for you as well. Okay, remember, Aquarius is going to go through major radical change. All right, and now we're doing Pisces. I believe I did everybody there. All right, Pisces, saving the best for last, always. Okay, So Pisces, you get the High Priestess here. Now the number 2, the High Priestess, is the moon. Again, it's a dual sign. So it's about, again, balancing. A lot of cards have come up about being in the liminal space, which we are kind of because we're in between the worlds, right? So this gives you the gift of tuning into your dreams, especially, which Pisces, it's your gift anyway. Gives you a lot of emotional strength. There's a camel on the card signifying emotional strength. Revealing new things that maybe had been clouding your insight, especially with Neptune, your modern ruler, Pisces entering Aries. It's like, whoa, big shock. I get to see things in a whole new view. There's also Saturn there. So kind of peaking between the worlds and also staying balanced as we go through this big transition. It is kind of a birth. The moon is also related to birth. We are giving birth to a whole new world, for better or for worse, but our consciousness affects that as well. Okay, now pay attention to your dreams, especially Pisces. Okay, now write them down, record them, work with them. Okay, they're always common blessings, and I do dream work consultations with people too. Okay, so Pisces, you get flux, and that's, I guess you could call that the time that we're in too. We could call this the year of flux, right? So flux, flow. It's an old-fashioned word. You have to keep moving, and Pisces is water, so you need to keep flowing with whatever's going on. Being in flux means you're in between. Again, the in-between worlds, just like the High Priestess. So that's okay. You know that something new is coming. You know that this is what's going on right now. Just stay with that flow. Okay. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me through my website at tarottarot.com. Do join the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. It's a wonderful organization of wonderful astrologers from all over the world. And yes, have a very happy July. And if you need, again, personal readings, get in touch with me at Tarot Tarot. I want to wish you all the best blessings. And yes, there's many great workshops coming up for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency too. So happy July, and I will see you at the beginning of August as well. Okay, blessings to you. And happy birthday, Canada and America. All right, bye-bye.